We begin our trip to the Arctic Circle by train in Moscow. We will then travel north to Kirkenes in Norway before our final days in St. Petersburg. Barbara and I witnessed a phenomenal change from our last visit in 2003. The city has been transformed from a bleak, gray city reflective of the Soviet days to a glitzy, bustling metropolis with high-end hotels, shops, restaurants, and entertainment. I don't believe I have ever seen a city so lit up with holiday lights. Because the daylight hours are now negligible, you can enjoy the lighting 24 hours a day. The Bolshoi Theater in all its splendor. We enter Red Square through the Resurrection Gate, originally built in 1860. Father Frost and the Snow Maiden greet the children. The building on the left is the Goom Department Store, a state-sponsored shopping mall built in the 1890s. The Kremlin on the right is fronted by Lenin's tomb. In the background are the beautiful onion domes of St. Basil's. Weather here is just below freezing, but still very cold. The next day we visit the Kremlin. Today it is the House of Government for the Russian Federation. That evening we board our train. We pass through the club car on the way to our room. Obviously staged. No champagne maybe, but plenty of vodka. The city of Susdal dates to the 11th century and was the capital before Moscow. Nativity Cathedral, originally built in the 12th century, has a beautifully maintained iconostasis. Horse-drawn sleighs, or troikas, are very popular. Open-air markets are open year-round. Next, we visit the monastery of St. Euthemius. Founded in the 14th century, it has also served as a fortress and a prison. The 16th century bell tower chimes every hour. In Vladimir, we visit the 12th century Cathedral of the Assumption, one of Russia's largest churches. Vladimir was also once the seat of political and economic influence before Moscow. Back aboard the train, we prepare for our New Year's Eve adventure. After a great dinner, we attend a brief concert at a Russian Orthodox church. Afterward, we travel in troikas to a festive New Year's celebration. We cross the Arctic Circle and stop in Murmansk on the Kola Peninsula. We toured the nuclear-powered icebreaker, the Lenin, now a museum ship. We finally arrive in Kirkenes, well above the Arctic Circle, where now only a blue twilight brightens the sky around noon. We are hoping to view the northern lights. Unfortunately, an uncharacteristic warm spell and cloud cover prevented the skies from clearing. We visited the Wild Snow Hotel, decorated with sculptures carved by craftsmen from the Harbin China Ice Festival. Some in our group stayed the night. Wow. We settled for vodka, served in an ice glass. Our next stop is a sleigh ride out on the fjord to see how they catch the magnificent Arctic king crab. These crab pots are considerably larger than the Maryland blue crab pots we are used to seeing. They normally use cod for bait. Not only are they big, they are very heavy. We are now ready for the most important part, eating the crabs, and they were delicious. The Snow Hotel had resident reindeer. I think the most fun was riding on a dog sled. The sled was pulled by 6 dogs. These 2 are in the back because they are the strongest. All the dogs were so nice. We are entertained by Karelian musicians and dancers. They are part of a renowned collective called Cantel. The instrument is called a gusli. Back aboard the train, we are heading to our last stop. Looking across the palace square towards St. Isaac's Cathedral, with its interior dome plated with 220 pounds of gold. This ornate grand staircase of the Tsar's Winter Palace is still the main staircase of the Hermitage. Built in the 18th century, the peacock clock is a large automaton with 3 life-size birds. Here we see the majestic peacock. The palace square is busy this evening because it is Christmas Eve. Of course, they are using the Gregorian calendar. The magnificent Catherine's Palace was first built in the 18th century. It was destroyed by the Germans in World War II, but has been fully restored. We observe the impressive detail in the ballroom and the amber room, which some considered the 8th wonder of the world. The Church of the Savior of the Spilt Blood was named because Tsar Alexander II was killed by a bomb here in 1881. It has been beautifully restored, both outside and in. Outside the Mikhailovsky Theater, we await the performance of the Cinderella ballet. The ballet, as well as the architecture, were superb.